Shalom. So praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKadosh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, or the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedom to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking at the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers Caesar, Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as are the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalia, and this video is about Bible prophecy, World War III, and whatever else the Spirit allows. So here it is from Routers.com. Iran says it will strike back if US or Israel attack. Now, automatically, when you see a headline like this, and you have the iSalve where Yahweh Shemishai allows you to know these prophecies and have an understanding of the prophecies and the Bible, then when you see a title like this, automatically you think of several scriptures, all right? Because the first thing at hand is that it's saying Iran says it will strike back if US or Israel attack. Now, that automatically makes me think of World War III, which World War III is a part of the scriptures in Revelation chapter 11. And verse 14, the second woe is past, talking about World War II. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly, which is talking about World War III. So World War III is a part of Bible prophecy. And it's going to come to pass. All of the prophecies are going to come to pass. So what that means is that things are going to be happening in the world. Things are going to be happening, literally current events that are going to contribute to the eventual fulfillment of the prophecy of World War III. We're literally going to see the buildup of it moving towards where it reaches to that point, and where it reaches to the point spoken about in Revelation 16 verse 16, which is Armageddon. All right, so this is where geopolitical tensions are heading towards, right? The fight that's going to be happening among the heathen, and it's going to take place over there in the so-called Middle East, which is referred to also as Western Asia. All right, so that's going to be the area of contention, and there's a reason why for so long, for all of these years and decades, that over there has had been an area of strife. Okay, now regarding the scriptures and the location that I mentioned in Joel chapter 2 and verse 20, it says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, talking about United States, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate. And that land that is barren and desolate is talking about the land of Saudi Arabia, with his face toward the East Sea, which is talking about the Euphrates River, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, which is talking about the Red Sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. So it's letting us know the judgment already, that it says his stink shall come up and his ill savor shall come up, right? So they're going to lose over there in the so-called Middle East, and based off of the scriptures, we already know that America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. That's her final judgment. Okay, so before America is destroyed by thermonuclear fire, World War III is going to come to pass, and at the end of World War III, then the missiles are going to be shot towards America from her enemies and also from her allies. Her allies, NATO and the EU, they're going to turn against her, right? Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16 lets us know that. So the area of contention is going to be over there in the so-called Middle East. When you take a look at the Google map, you can pinpoint the Euphrates River and the Red Sea, and you can see the area of contention. So it's going to be over there, and America is going to go to war over there. Now, Iran says it will strike back if US or Israel attack. So I brought out America being Babylon the Great and America's contribution, part to play in the situation. So then you also have the state of Israel, the Israelis, right? And so they have their part to play in it as well. In the book of I think it's Jeremiah 50, but least of Jeremiah 50 and verse 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he hath taken against Babylon, talking about America, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans, referring to you Edomites. And the Edomites are these so-called white people, and they are the ones that are in rulership today. This is their kingdom, and they are the wicked. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right. And that's talking about the Israelis, the Jewish people, the state of Israel. So when you look at current events and what's going on, okay, because this is saying that the state of Israel, the Israelis, they are going to draw America, which is Babylon the Great, to war. They're going to be doing things that are going to force America to go to war with them over there in the so-called Middle East. That is what is at hand. So when you're observing current events, that is to be kept in mind. So once again, the title, Iran says it will strike back if US or Israel attack. Now the US and Israel are close allies right now, based on the world situation. The state of Israel is America's biggest ally, as right now America and NATO and the EU, that relationship is deteriorating, right? So that the fulfillment of prophecy can be where Revelation chapter 17 verse 16 says that they shall hate the whore and burn her with fire. So that relationship is deteriorating. But regarding the US and the state of Israel, they are the closest allies to each other right now. So the prophecy says that the Israelis, the Jewish people, they're going to do something that's going to draw America out to war. And you can see it, man. You can see by all of the talks and everything that's happening, right? The position and how bloodthirsty the state of Israel is and everything with that. So then the next part of it, it says, Iran says it will strike back if US or Israel attack. Now, the relationship between the US and Israel has been connected by, bringing out the scriptures showing how they're connected. Now, Iran stands on the other side, right? Looking at literal world events, Iran stands against the US and Israel, and Iran is a major ally to Russia. Okay, so regarding that, let's go to the book of Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 2. It says, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And so this is talking about the Russians as they dwell in the land today that Gog and Magog once dwelt. They are not the original Gog and Magog, all right, but they're referred to as Gog and Magog because they dwell in that land today where Gog and Magog once dwelt, okay? And the Russians, they are Edomites as well. They're so-called white people. They're an Edomite sovereign nation. And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, talking about the Russians, and I'll turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I'll bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. So Yahweh Shemishai is going to put the spirit upon the Russians to go to war. Even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So the great company refers to the allies of Russia. And taking a look at current events and geopolitical relations, you can see who is aligned with Russia. You have Russia, you have Iran, you have China, you have the African nations. And so then you can also take a look at BRICS, BRICS, which shows you Russia's alliance. Okay, so Russia has enlisted the aid of the heathen for this World War III skirmish that is going to be happening very soon in the near future. Persia and Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Now, Persia, today they are known as Iran, right? The Persians. And then Ethiopia and Libya refers to the Africans, so called, which the Africans are the Hamites. Okay, so then it says Gomer and all his bands in the house of Togarma of the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee, which is talking about Turkey. And it's the same situation as Russia dwelling in that land. Turkey is in that land today, as Gomer and Togarma once dwelt. And then it says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia is a guard unto its allies, and the first ally that the scriptures mention is Persia, which is Iran. And when you take a look at the relationship between Iran and Russia, they're extremely close. Russia will in fact go to Iran's defense. Okay, and the US and the state of Israel, they know this, right? So let's read a little bit on this. Iran's defense minister Aziz Nasir Zadeh said on Sunday that Tehran would strike back if the United States or Israel attacked. So if and when something happens, we know that based off of Bible prophecy that the state of Israel is going to do something that's going to draw America out to war. And we know based off of Bible prophecy that if Iran is attacked, or any of the allies of Russia, then Russia is going to be a guard unto them. Russia is going to be their defense. Okay? And also right now, Iran themselves, the Iranians, they have a spirit upon them that the Lord has put upon them to go to war. They've had several weeks ago, they had like some march throughout one of their cities where they were saying that they're ready to go to war against the Israelis, the state of Israel. So they have a spirit upon them too, and the spirit in 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 30, it shows also the Carmanians are referring to the Iranians, the Persians, right, who are the biblical Elamites. Raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. So they shall go forth, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. So they're going to join battle with them, and their allies, okay, include Russia and the rest of them. Okay, so this World War thing, based on what we're seeing, being brought out and where the world is at right now, it's very close to happening. Now, I must say this: the salvation of the elect of the nation of Israel and the destruction of America, which is Mr. Babylon the Great, will not occur until the mark of the beast prophecy is made fully manifest. All right, so when it is that we see news like this, we keep it in mind, the mark of the beast prophecy, because that has to be fulfilled, right? Because there's a judgment for our people that take the market chip, right? In America is going to be destroyed, and then 1/3 shall be saved and 2/3 shall be destroyed. And of those 2/3, of our people, they would take the market chip. All right. So you have to keep eyes out on that when observing, the information coming out. But this is very pertinent, it's very relevant, because this is the heathen, having that spirit put upon them to go to war, and World War III must come to pass. Okay, if this war is initiated, Nasser Zadeh's comments came after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to retaliate against Iran for the Tehran-backed Houthi group firing a missile that landed near Israel's main airport. If this war is initiated by the US or the Zionist regime, Iran will target their interests, bases, and forces wherever they may be and whenever deemed necessary, right? So that's that spirit, man, that Yahweh Shemishai has put upon Iran. All right. So when the time comes for the war to kick off over there in the so-called Middle East, they're gonna be in it, man. They're gonna be in it, and Russia's gonna be in it, and the rest of them are going to be a part of it, right? Because in Joel chapter 3 verse 9 it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, right? So that going on down is talking about Yahweh Shemishai gathering the heathen to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yehoshaphat, Yahweh's judgment, right? And so all of that is going to happen over there. But another thing at hand, right, with this whole situation right here and the geopolitical tensions and them talking about this, them talking about that, talking about, basically all of these threats and stuff. The scriptures say in Matthew chapter 24, right, that ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, and nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and that there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places, and that these are the beginning of sorrows. So a part of prophecy is that we're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars, and that nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. So we're in that point in time right now. All right, literally in that point in time where we're continuously hearing about this country going against that country, etc. Right? But still, regarding Bible prophecy, these individuals that are being mentioned to have all of these tensions among each other, they are the relevant individuals regarding Bible prophecy. Iran, Russia, the US, Israel, NATO, the EU, all of them. Okay, so this is where it's at right now. And of course, we'll see how anything, or if anything, escalates with the situation. But they've been talking like this for several weeks now, months even, but things are escalating and things will escalate to the fulfillment of prophecy in due time. We're in that time, and that's why it's happening so much more frequently. Like, it's never happened like this before, where tensions are at an all-time high like this. Okay, so with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai Bashim Kodesh. Shalom.